What's up, everybody? We got a Nationals recap. Feel like I gotta slowly start making videos again, and got a lot to show. It was a fun weekend. It was one of those where I feel like I spent more than I wanted to, and picked up not enough that warranted it. But I think I ended up spending more on wax, and like most of that was probably retail than singles themselves. But it was super fun, phenomenal weekend. I ended up going to the show on Friday and Sunday. Stoddy Boy 4191, and one of his friends, and now my friend Mark, stayed with me Thursday to Sunday. Super fun there. We were ripping a lot, trading a lot, shooting the shit. Fun ass time. Saturday we found like a local card shop, went to like 3 different Walmarts, ended up going to the Cubs game for a little bit. I'm not a Cubs fan, but it's a lot closer to me and much more of I feel like a tourist destination. It just sucked that the Cubs are really good right now, so like the cheapest tickets that were seats were like $90, and they were playing the Orioles. So we ended up getting like standing room only tickets for like $50. I think we left at the 6th or 7th inning. It was still fun, but I know some stadiums, like if you have standing room only, there's like an actual area to stand. At the Cubs, there's like, I think it's technically like the 200 section, so it's not all the way up, but it's like half of the way up, and you're just like leaning against a railing, and like you can't like stand and walk around in other areas because there's too many people, because the game was sold out. But it was really fun. So let's get into it. I feel like I didn't get a chance to look around at stuff enough. I don't really know why. So I feel like I just didn't go through enough bargain bins, etc. But we did pick up some cool stuff that I'm about to show. Very content with it. And next year, also in Chicago, so I will 100% be there. I feel like I'm going to have more of a plan, and it's going to be way more fun. I was just mad. I knew I was going to pick up some other stuff, obviously, but in the past, I found some sick Burleys, Canericos, Abreu's at still decent prices, even when Abreu was selling really well at the show, and there was like none. I saw like 4 or 5 Canericos, only one autograph, and it was like a $10 card they were asking 25 on, and a couple like graded rookies for like $15 that were like 8s, and I had the bases of, and they were just base rookies, so I'm not going to pick those up. Only literally saw one Mark Burley card all weekend. I probably only saw like 45% of the floor showcases, maybe 50%, but and it was like it was in a Marlins uni, which I'm not against, but it was like out of 150, and they were asking like $10 on it, and I have the version of that like out of 54, 55 that I got for like $5. So maybe could have picked that up for like $5. I still consider that overpaying. Would have absolutely done that if it was a Sox uniform. I just kind of wish there was more. So anyway, let's get into it. Saw a ton of cool people. I'm so bad with names, but obviously saw Joey Burtcat 8, Josh J Spartan, Brad 87, whatever your numbers are, our resident Michael Agnew super collector. Super fun. Ate so much bad food. The couple days after Nationals were rough, dude. Like bowel movement wise, oof. I think for those 4 straight days, it was also my birthday weekend, but Nationals always falls around there, so I always just like eat like shit more than I usually do. So like for those 4 days, I had Giordano's, Lou Malnati's, Portillo's. Got way too much of Portillo's. Like my mom gave me a birthday cake, so I ate like way too much of that. I already had hella ice cream in the fridge. Ate at the Cubs game. Then we also slammed some stuff at Taco Bell. Then I was just like snacking, energy drinks, soda, protein bars. Just the doctor's worst nightmare. The least nutritious thing possible, but super fun. So either way, let's get into it. I busted a ton of wax, and by a ton I mean like I feel like it was a lot. Like let's say I spent like $650 on wax. which might not be a ton in the larger schemes of things, but for me, because I know for a fact I only busted one hobby box and it was a lot of megas and like the retail boxes with 24 packs, I'm not gonna show like there's some stuff that wasn't sleeved at all, but I have like this box which is just like stuff that's warranted being sleeved but not top loaded. Also, top loaders are super expensive now. It was like $22 for like 100, just like, you know, just like top loaders, which are like that big, whatever, the 35 point, 30 point, whatever. Crazy. I'm trying to figure out where to start at. I do have this sorted on my table. Let's start with this. Actually, one pickup that's not a Nationals pickup. Bought this way before, but I think just because I moved to like a new building and there's like 2 units on my floor, like sometimes things might take an extra 3 or 4 days to get to me if they go in the wrong mailbox. But what I primarily wanted to do is I want to start picking up rarer Burleys and Canercos, primarily with Canerca. I want to pick up a lot of his earlier stuff, like his like 95 to like 2000 era like refractors and numbered stuff. This is not numbered. It's not super rare, but it's just a nice, really cool like $5 to $8 card that I did not have. This is the Atomic Refractor from 98 Bowman's Best, I believe, 97. I've picked up some of the stuff out of like 200 and 400. There's some really cool stuff out of like 75, 50, like 100, but like those go from like $10 cards to like $80 cards sometimes, just because there's not a ton of them. So just kind of picking your points with that to see where you're comfortable. But that's pretty much what I think I'm going to be doing over the next year or so. And next, all right, let's get into it. So Mark and Stoddy, when they got here, both gave me a ton of shit. I don't know where to start with this, and it's all fucking awesome. Let's start with the stuff that Mark gave me. Shout out Mark, great dude. He is on Instagram. I do not think he's on YouTube at all. I think he's been collecting for a minute, but not really in the social media aspect of the card game, which is fine. But if you end up meeting Mark, great dude. Great dude. Shout out Marky Mark. Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch is what I have never called him, but is what I'm going to call him right now. Gave me a ton of Bear stuff that I don't think I had any of these cards, which is awesome. Roshan Johnson Contenders jersey. I hope he's going to be solid this year. DeAndre Swift I think will be better. I'm a delusional Bears fan. Like, I think we're going to be better than we should be. We're really good on paper this year, but it's only on paper. But also, like, I have to have false hope with them, because the Bulls is just like 500 and that's it. The White Sox are a nightmare. I don't really care about hockey. College sports is fun. Like Syracuse football's up on the up and up a little bit, but it's not the same because they're not in that playoff like stratosphere. And then like basketball, Syracuse is kind of middling right now, and Bradley's really good for their mid-major. They always finish second or third in their conference, and when you're a mid-major conference team in like the Missouri Valley, but we'll see, because Drake's coach did leave and took all their players, but like Drake is really annoying to me. Anyway, got a couple Caleb Williams rookies, the Mosaic, I think that's the base. I don't really know all the variations, and the Notoriety. I did not have those two. I think I only had like maybe like 4 or 5 Caleb rookies. And now I feel like I have 10 or 12 after all of this, so that's awesome right there. This is in the pile. I think this is also from Mark. Just a Frank Thomas. Yeah, it is. Just a Frank Thomas card because he ripped. I don't know why he decided to buy it, but the Leaf Trinity retail. Just a cool little Frank Thomas card to add to my stash. And I think this is the coolest one because I don't even have a base card of him in a Bears uniform. Only been in the Bears for like a year and a half now, but it's probably our best defensive lineman. The Montez Sweat Honeycomb. That's just nasty. It's a different orange color than the jersey, but orange is my favorite color, and I think it's like the orange on orange. Also, it's a short print, but like it just really pops. That is awesome right there. And then I also made a trade with Mark when he was here. He had a low-numbered Carmelo that I did not have, because Carmelo is one of those dudes I love. His market skyrocketed a ton. I still only have one auto of him, His autos went from like his base autos went from like $30-$40 even the last couple years to like 100 plus. And so I just haven't picked up a ton of Mellow, but this is out of last year's Prism. It's the white. It has the stars in it. I don't know if that means it's like the fast break or whatever, but it's out of 35. Carmelo Anthony. That's just clean. White Knicks jersey. It's the other way. So that is awesome right there. Love that. Thank you, Mark. Appreciate you so much. Good ass dude. If you do have a YouTube channel, I'm so sorry that I'm just not plugging it. But shout out Mark. And then Mark and Stotty both gave me a little birthday present. I will omit the part that they said after they gave me this because I love them, and we're also all a little mean to each other sometimes, so I will omit that part. But they gave me this card, and it's one that I did not have. I previously have, I think, one relic of this player, but it is not nearly as nice as this. This is so clean. Phenomenal card. I love like the early 2000s, late 90s game use stuff, because some of the newer stuff is game used, but most of it isn't. But I would rather have a game used card from 2008 versus 2019, even if they're both game used. You know, I just kind of like the feel of the older cards better. Out of 300 from 2004 Fleer, Glory of the Time, sweetness. That is beautiful right there. I think it's also just super clean, great image right there. That's awesome. Phenomenal card right there. That is awesome. And then, just to make me go more crazy, Stotty, who I knew had one card for me, that he told me about before he came here, was like, I have a couple of things from you, and just handed me this. Like, sir, what are you doing? This is a ton of stuff. There is just so much here. I'm going to try to loosely sort this real quick, and here we go. So this is the card that I knew he was going to shoot my way. Just a rookie. He didn't play at all last year. He was hurt from the Thunder. Out of 15, I think this dude's going to be really good next year. I don't know if this is like what laser parallel this is, but Nikola Topic out of 15. Have a couple cards of him. I don't know if it's an investment or not, but I love Nikola Topic. I think he's gonna be really good. I think he would have been a top 5 pick if he did not get hurt before the draft. So that is awesome right there. And then we got these two cards, which Stotty was like, "Yo, would you run a Rocket trade for these?" And I was like, "Maybe." Yeah, like they're cool. We can work something out. Like I have trade bait. We can figure it out. And he handed me this super cool 2014 8 out of 10 Matt Forte purple die cut from Crown Royale. And I'm sure Stotty also has a ton to say about Crown Royale after he ripped a couple things of it. So that's super awesome. I actually don't even have that much Matt Forte anymore. I think back in my Mohamed Sanu, Allen Robinson days, I had a ton of like Forte, Alshon Jeffrey, and stuff like that, and I ended up moving all of it. So that's great because I need to reload the Matt Forte collection a little bit and get a couple nice cards of him. Because like growing up, like honestly, like the Jay Cutler, Forte, Martellus Bennett, Brandon Marshall, Alshon Jeffrey Bears were the most fun offense, I feel like, of like my childhood, more or less. Obviously, like the 05 Bears, Devin Hester. Primarily, it was really the defense and Devin Hester. That offense was abysmal. Like, shout out Musin Muhammad, shout out Thomas Jones, Olin Kreutz, Jason McKee, but like, you know, that was the defense and Devin Hester, 100%. This is super cool because it's a PSA 10, one of those weird cards that I don't know why it was graded, and it isn't an Astros uniform, but was very good on the White Sox for 5 or 6 years. This is out in 99. It's a 2008 Topps Finest refractor. I love me some old school chromage feel. Carlos Lee. I don't think I had pretty much any Carlos Lee. Probably maybe a couple like inserts, but nothing this cool. So that is awesome. And I know it's an Astros uni, but anything that's a black refractor that I feel like reminds me of a White Sox is just, I feel like it pops more because it is the white jersey. Wrong jersey, should be a White Sox jersey, but I just feel like the black refractor with White Sox cards in general just pops so much more. So that is awesome right there. Now, where should we go with this? Hit me with this bad boy. He started killing. I think he has 8 home runs since the All-Star break now. First round pick, I think 3 years ago now. Maybe 4 years ago at this point. Struggling a bit in the minors, but eventually we just called him up. And he has power. Let me tell you about it. Out of 299, Colson Montgomery. I think he could be good. The White Sox are approaching that territory where they're like fun bad now. And I kind of like it because it's a lot better than what they were before. Now we have a couple Bulls cards. I think this is the bronze. What year Prism is this? 2019 Prism out of 20. Former number 3 overall pick of the draft. Was pretty good his first year on the Bulls. Otto Porter Jr. That's another dude. I think this is this before Billy Donovan or is this the first year of the Billy Donovan era? That briefly stopped by the Bulls, but I think he had like a 15-point per game year. Like Otto Porter was pretty good for a little bit, but did not have any Otto Porter. So that is awesome right there. Next, we have a player who I have a lot of mixed emotions about this player, and I feel like the way he signed this auto just kind of validates that. But I guess he still has potential. I hope he's good. We gave this dude $90 million, so I hope he turns it around. But Patrick Williams, I will say this: I love the red on red. Patrick Williams, not my favorite guy in the world, but he could turn it around. And either way, the red on red is awesome. And I would not have picked up a Patrick Williams card myself. So I very much appreciate that right there. And then there's 4 more. I saved my 3 favorite ones for last. So first, I don't know what variation this is. I don't know how much of a short print this is or not, but I did not have this, and I think this dude's going to be really good. Not as much as Caleb, but he kind of falls into that Caleb territory of dudes I would love to pick up cards of, and I definitely would if I was still like 18 and just spend a lot of money on these young guys, but I just can't mentally like do that risk spending like $30 on like a numbered card of a rookie anymore. That's just me. But this is beautiful. I don't know if this is like the red wave, but it's the optic of Roma Dunze. I think he's going to be really good. I hope him, DJ Moore. Now we got Colson Loveland, Luther Burden. I hope that they do well this year. I really think the Bears are going to be solid this year. I know I say that every year, but we'll see what Ben Johnson and the boys can do. Next, we took this dude over Jalen Carter. I think he's actually pretty solid. Probably not as good of a player as Jalen Carter, especially like if we take their positions into consideration. But I just think low-numbered cards of linemen are so much fun. And this is the Red Obsidian out of 90 of Darnell Wright. Darnell Wright. Future best right tackle in the league? We'll find out. But Darnell Wright. Maybe start a little big boy PC. That's awesome. I wonder if Olin Kreutz probably has cards. We'll see. I don't know. Maybe get a little Tommy Harris action in there. There's definitely some stuff that we can do with that. These are my 2 favorite of the cards that Stotty gave me. All these are awesome, but these are just the 2 that pop more to me, so that's the only reason I save these for last. The first one is I've been looking for like old school Bulls patches because my Bulls PC, other than just Jordan stuff, is really not that big at all. This is from 2004-2005 Fleer Tradition out of 75. Luol Deng's rookie year, and this is back when you can see the paint on the jersey. And I guess Ben Gordon was an all-star before that. I don't really remember him being an all-star, but like I guess he was, because this is 04-05, so this is game worn. But it is the Ben Gordon all-star jersey in Luol Deng rookie patch out of 75. That is just so clean, and I kind of like the way, this kind of like the feel of the card. I feel like the cardboard is like a different texture there. That's just literally so beautiful. I love that. And then personally, my favorite card. I know I omitted his name before intentionally when I was talking about the 2005 Bears. One of my favorite players, growing up irrationally, just because like 8 and 34, I go back because I played baseball and like I was pitched a lot as a kid, so like I love Nolan Ryan, so 34, but 8 has always been my favorite number. And the first year of my childhood when like the Bears started to be really good, like Rex Grossman was their quarterback and he was number 8, so I had a Rex Grossman jersey at one point. And this is his rookie RPA numbered out of 8, 2 of 8 to be exact, from Upper Deck. Rex Grossman out of 8. That is disgusting. Like, I know that, like, this could actually be worth, technically, the least amount of money out of everything, out of the entire stack I just showed, but I don't care. This is by far my favorite, and I think Sadi knew that, and this is just awesome. A Rex Grossman RPA out of 8. And maybe in 8 years, I can pick up a Caleb Williams RPA out of 8 for, there's a $10 price tag on the back of that for $10. I really hope not, because I hope the Bears are good. I really need them to be. But that is fucking awesome. I love you, Stotty. That is incredible. All right, where do we go with this next? Maybe let's start showing some pickups. Yeah, I think that's a way to do it. I think this stack is some of like the lower end pickups I have, like bargain bid dollar box type pickups. First one, did not have a rookie card of his. It's just the green wave of Darnell Wright. Picked that up, and I think I had an Urlacher rookie, but I don't have a lot of them, so I just saw 3 of these for $2 and picked up all of them. This is just one of his base rookies, but I was like, part of me is like, I should only get one, but I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna get all 3, because why not? That's not a bad thing to have a bunch of for no reason. Next, Colson Montgomery Lunar. Not a crazy card, not his first Bowman, but it's a Lunar, so why not? This might be foreshadowing to something else, but I picked this up just because I really like, I mean, he was a really good player. May Mr. Padre rest in peace, but I just really like these hollow FX cards. This is just a Tony Gwynn. It's cool. Nothing special, but it's just so cool. And I have one of these of Frank Thomas, I think one of Jordan, and I just had to pick that up. Next, I picked up a couple Nolan Ryans. This is this the 84, I believe? Nope, 89. At first I thought it was like maybe this could be a variation, because like some of the newer Topps variations are like when people are holding a basketball or a football if they're a baseball player. But this is either the base or it's like such a low numbered short print it's not a short print because it's like the beginning of the junk wax era, but it's just a super cool card of Nolan Ryan throwing a football. I love that, and I think this is the 84, and then just an 84 Topps Nolan Ryan. I have a very small Nolan Ryan collection. It's really nothing crazy. It's really just one auto and then maybe like 20 other cards of this nature, but just had to pick up a couple Nolan Ryans when I see them. Couple other cheap $1 cards that I picked up, because I'm never going to pick up, like I think this dude's going to be really good, but I'm not going to pick up the Bulls version of this because it's going to go crazy. But I can get the Prism Draft Picks version for $1. It's the silver of Montes Buzelis for $1 all day. I do not care that it is the Prism Draft Picks version. For $1, I will take that of possibly a top 3 player on the Bulls. I'm very okay with that. Next, couple other Frank Thomas cards I picked up. This is from 1993 Stadium Club. It's the duel of him and, may he rest in peace, Ryan Sandberg. Just thought that was cool. And same thing with this. I don't think this is one I had. There's a chance I had this because I have so many Frank Thomas cards like this that I need to like do inventory of and make sure exactly what I have. But it's just a really cool card from 95 leaf. Just a cool card. I just like the kind of gold feel on that. That's awesome right there. And then also from this stack, I believe this is 99, so this is a third-year Marvin, but it's the Topps Finest with the coating on it. Just don't think I had that. And then for $1, definitely do not have this, just a Dwight Freeney rookie. I think these are typically worth more than $1, but the bottom corners, I don't know if you can tell, are kind of beat up, but did not have one, so for $1, I will pick up that all day. Then just 2 more in this stack. I already had this card, but don't mind picking up another one. Also, I have the Wade and LeBron PSA 9 of this, and I think like getting like this, maybe also the Bosch, the Kirk Heinrich, the Corver, then probably also the Darko, because I just think Darko is kind of infamous. All graded would be really cool. Just the Mello rookie, exclusives rookie, like that. And then out of $9.99, I just did not have a rookie card of him. It was numbered. It was $1. Very much enjoyed him growing up in the Kirk Heinrich Bulls era, pre-Rose. Ben Gordon rookie. Love that right there. So that is that stack right there. Next, I should have included this earlier. I was walking the show floor with Josh for a couple hours, Jay Spartan. Not really active on YouTube anymore, but he's that man. If you're not subscribed to Josh J Spartan 98, please do. Phenomenal dude. He handed me this card, and it is one I did not have, because I just don't really have a ton of Jordans from the 80s. I have a plethora of stuff from the 90s and on, and he handed this to me, said, "Happy birthday, sir," and I was like, holy shit, this is beautiful. That could have actually been exactly what I said. I do not know. This is a 1989 Flair Michael Jordan, so I believe that's a 5th year, maybe 4th year Jordan, but I did not have that, and that is beautiful. It's so clean. It pops so well. Thank you, Josh, so much. I appreciate that. That's beautiful right there. Next, we have some other pickups. I guess these aren't dollar pickups, but it's like the next tier of like pickup. Out of 50, a rookie autograph in the Syracuse uni of Hakeem Warwick. Shout out Hakeem Warwick, won the title with Melo. He blocked my man Kirk Heinrich to secure them the title. That's awesome right there. I love that. Next, we have the King of the Courts from, what year Stadium Club is this? 98 Stadium Club, and I have the Jordan to match this. So when I saw this for like $5, I had to pick it up. Some stuff he's just like, I'm not comping that. I'm just going to buy that at whatever it is. I have the Scottie Pippen to match it now. So I have the Pippen and the Jordan, and I love that so much. They're just going to look so clean next to each other. Next, picked up a couple McNabb jerseys. Didn't see a ton of McNabb there that caught my eye. But this is out of 50 from 2006 from Absolute Memorabilia. Obviously game worn right there. Love that. And then another one. This is from 2004 out of 250 from Elite. And I kind of like that because he's kind of like running the ball. People forget how mobile McNabb was. This isn't a top loader. That's way too big because I ran out of the 55.1s and I should have bought more at the show. But I'm going to have to buy some more online. So for right now, this is in one. That's way too big. But we got that. And then we got 3 more. This one, this is the only reason I bought this. Like, good player, but I don't really have any strong feeling about him. But this is out of 10. Number 2 out of 10. A patch from 2007. Is this certified? This might be Donruss certified, but 2-color patch of Lee Evans out of 10. $5 out of 10 of like a couple-time Pro Bowler receiver. Pick that up. And next is 2 autos of some random basketball legends. Alvin Robertson. It's on sticker, but clean auto. He was a steals machine back in the day, and possibly the best Suns big man of all time. On-card auto from 2011, preferred, I believe, Alvin Adams, and that's on-card. That is super clean. For $5 all day, I will pick that up 100%. And then another really cool pickup. This is a little more than $5. Got this for somewhere between 15 and 20 out of 99. I believe one of the first. I think the Bulls still only have 5 numbers retired. It will be 6 when we retire D Rose's number, but for a while it was just him and Jerry Sloan. Out of 99, not Kevin Love, but Bob Love. I was trying to think of something funny to say there and couldn't do it. The Bob Love autograph. I've been actually trying to pick up one of his graded rookies for a while. They don't go for crazy money. so there's not a ton listed. Like I think the ones I'm looking at, they're like worth like $30, like the PSA 7s, 8s, and they just like people want like $60 for them, but like the few that I've sold are just like it's double what they're selling at. But I'll probably get one of those one day. And what should we rock with next? Here, we'll do this next. So something I decided to do is I want to do the Beam Team set, 92-93 Stadium Club Beam Team set. I think that would be really cool. Where did I put my beverage? Here it is. Shout out energy drinks. Only 21 cards, and I haven't ever completed a full set other than like a base set of like 2012 Strata, 2009 Upper Deck Basketball. But like the Jordan is like $300 to $400. The Shaq is like $200 to $250, and every other card in that set is like $30 or under. So it's really obtainable. And I picked up the Karl Malone. Can't believe I just said his name a little bit before the show, and so I picked up some more of the Beam Teams during the show. So I think this is a set. Once I decide to finally pull the trigger on the Shaq and the Jordan, it'll be easy. But got the John Stockton, the Hakeem Olajuwon, the Tim Hardaway, the Neek, the Reggie Miller, the Charles Barkley, love Charles Barkley, and obviously the Scottie Pippen. So we have 8 of the 21, or is it 21? It is 21. So 13 more to go. 11 of them are going to be easy. The Shaqs and the Jordans are out there. It's just about when I decide to pull the trigger on them, but that's going to happen eventually. So really excited about that. So now we have a couple more trades than the stuff that I ripped, and then my 2 bigger pickups of the show. We'll do these next. I made 2 trades with Stotty at some point during Nationals. The first one is I just had a couple random cards that he wanted, and he pulled this, and I wanted it. It's obviously not like the true silver. This is one of his cheaper silvers out there. It's the select die cut silver premier level of Caleb Williams, and then we also got the select club level rookie card in there. So just got a couple Caleb Williams I did not have. Easy trades with Stotty right there. And then the last one is he had some home field advantages that he wanted, so we swung a deal for those. The first one is he had a low-numbered rookie of this dude that I was not able to trade for. He wanted to hold on to it. Totally get it because the comps are weird on it. But this is just the silver of Bryce Young. I think he's going to have a good year, so love that right there. Next, this dude is now a Bull. Kind of the same thing. He had a lot doper, low-numbered stuff of this dude, but was able to get this one from him. Really cool. I just think it's cool to have like maybe like one decent card of guys on your team. This is out of 50. It's the rookie patch from Immaculate. Isaac Okoro. Don't really know what he's going to do, but, you know, nasty patch right there. Next, I just love this dude is an Illini legend. Sells actually pretty well. I love the orange, and I love the older Topps Chrome basketball stuff. Out of 199, 2007 Topps Chrome refractor of Darren Williams. That's awesome right there. If he never got hurt, which you could say about so many people, I think he would have been so good because he was so good while he was healthy during his peak. And I think this is the snake skin. It could be the elephant. I think it's a snake skin. No longer on the Bulls, but for the previous 5 years, he probably was all in all clearly the best Bull. Zach LaVine. That is beautiful right there. Stotty dipped into his little zoo collection real quick, but was able to nab the Zach LaVine one from him. So I love that. That is awesome right there. And then I'm just going to show my 2 nastier pickups real quick. Then we'll just show kind of the compilation of stuff that I got from ripping. The first one is there was a nastier, I think it was like immaculate. It wasn't immaculate because it was from 2004. Maybe it was like UD Premier. It was something like that, like a really nasty Urlacher patch from like 04. It was like 3 colors. It was beautiful. The dude was asking 150 on it. There was no direct comps on it, but it was probably somewhere between like a $60 and $80 card based on similar stuff. I offered 100 on it, which was over what I thought was worth, but I thought that was a fair offer. He wanted 125, wouldn't come down from that. I couldn't pull the trigger on it, but I got this one instead for $50. No idea what's actually worth, but very fine with that because this is a third-year lacquer, and it is a game-worn patch / piece of an old wooden seat in Soldier Field from 2002 Fleer Authentic Brian lacquer. That is disgusting right there. And then my biggest pickup of the show, I wanted to pick up one like sizable bigger card, and I couldn't figure out what to pull the trigger on and what not. And I was just walking the floor. I saw this earlier in the show, and I was like, I like that. But I feel like there could be a really cool like card that fits more naturally in my PC that I'm gonna want to pick up. But didn't find any. So like an hour before we left, made a guy an offer, and we agreed on a price, and very happy with it. 2000 on card auto of Mr. Padre himself. 2000 SPX Tony Gwynn. That's just beautiful right there. There's really no word. It's just a beautiful on card auto. I think I technically overpaid by like $15 on this, but I'm completely fine with that. It's an on-card Tony Gwynn. Like, it's only going to go up, and it's never going to get any less beautiful. So I'm very okay with that right there. So I'm very content with my Nationals pickups. I kind of wanted to get more heat for my main PCs. There are a couple really cool Pejas, a lot of really cool Jim Browns. Earlier in the show, I really wanted to pull the trigger on one, but a lot of them were just overpriced. Like, it was like his $300 stuff people were asking $450, or like his like $500, $600 stuff people were asking, like $900. And I understand asking a premium for a guy like Jim Brown because, I mean, I do love him, like Syracuse legend, and his stuff is only going to go up. But there's a certain point where there's just not going to be enough wiggle room for me to pay. Like, I just don't want to pay $400 for a $300 card when I can get a better Jim Brown, I feel like, for $300 if I wanted to do that, which is, I feel like $300 to $400 is the going rate for, like, not one of the high-end Jim Browns, but like a decent Jim Brown. Like, they go like $300-400-ish depending what they are, maybe $500. But like, I know there's a lot of higher end Jim Browns are, but like, that was the range of stuff I was trying to pick up, and I just could not find that. This video's already at 37 minutes, which is crazy. So I'm going to try to rapid fire through some of this other stuff, some of the stuff I ripped. This is actually from retail. Open up a retail totally certified mega box, and I did not get a jersey. I got an auto, and it's actually a PC auto. Second year or third year auto. This is technically, no, it's a second year auto of him, but did not have anything of him. So Sean Tucker for the Syracuse PC. That's awesome right there. And then I opened up 2 hobby packs of Elite, and I got a hit out of $9.99. Out of 500, I was reading this the wrong way, but Elite coverage, Patrick Surtain Sr. That's kind of cool right there. And same thing, ran out of, top loaders for thick cards, but we will get there real quick. So the main hobby box that I opened was the only hobby box I opened was 2021 contenders, 5 autos. It was, I think I paid like $230 for it. And a lot of other hobby boxes, are going like 400 plus, and you get 5 autos. Now, in other boxes, you can still get like rookies and cool inserts that could be worth, $5 to $50 depending what they are. With this, it's pretty much just the autos, but you get a cool T-Law, Jamar Chase, Justin Fields, Devonta Smith, Jalen Waddle. Not the best box, but it could have been a lot worse. So the 3 cooler cards that weren't autos Trevor Lawrence, Jamar Chase, Kyle Pitts, dual rookie, and Kirk Cousins out of 199, which is really funny because I pulled another Kirk Cousins numbered card, and I think Mark, when he was opening stuff, he also pulled a Kirk Cousins numbered card, and he opened a Prism retail box, and one of his 3 checkerboards was a Kirk Cousins. So the amount of Kirk Cousins that we just collectively got were insane. But then my 5 autos, 2 of these are actually pretty nice, and they're both the on-card autos in here. You're only guaranteed 1 on-card auto. I got 2. Ronnie Perkins, I don't think he's in the league anymore. Eric Stokes, I think he's still in the league, but he's no longer a Packer. Hunter Long, he might still be on the Dolphins. Brad, let me know. I do not know. And then these 2 other ones are pretty nice. This first one I did not think was on card, but it's an on-card auto, but it's like, I think this was supposed to be a sticker. It's in the sticker slot, but if you look closely, there's no sticker. Chuba Hubbard. That's pretty nice right there. They have Rico Dowdle now, still Jonathan Brooks, but like Chuba Hubbard is very good. And this next one is an on-card insert auto. I looked this up. None of these have ever sold. There's one of these graded a 9 that's listed at like 175 oboe. But so I feel like this is probably just like a cool $20 card, but maybe I can get lucky and like sell this for way more than it's worth. Rashad Bateman, rookie roundup on-card auto out of 49. That's kind of cool right there. So not the best box, but it could have been a lot worse. And then real quick, let's do this first. Pretty much only ripped football and baseball. Didn't really rip much basketball. But this is stuff, so while me, Stoddy, and Mark were all getting our asses handed to us by ripping wax, every time like we pulled like a rookie card of one of the other person's teams, we were just kind of like swapping, 50-cent to $3 cards with each other the entire time. Because, if you're gonna get your ass handed to you, you might as well walk away with some PC cards, and that's just kind of the fun of it. So here are some nice Bears rookies that we got in that kind of rip swapping kind of thing right there. Roma Dunze, another Roma Dunze. This is a premier level DJ Moore. This is from 2013 certified out of $9.99. Marquez Wilson. That's pretty cool right there. We got a Kyle Teal and a Braden Montgomery from 2025 Bowman. Chrome. Then we got some mega stuff. We got a Braden Montgomery, who I think is going to be really good. Another Braden Montgomery. And a Hagen Smith, who I really hope is really good. Him and Miller Schultz both. So that's awesome right there. And then we got 2 of these green emergents. We got the hype of DJ Moore and the portals of Roma Dunze. So that is awesome right there. And then real quick, like these are just some of the other quote-unquote hits I got from all like the retail stuff. Bucky Irving. Here's the other Kirk Cousins numbered card out of $3.99. Pulled one of the Caleb's myself. So that's another Caleb I did not have. Xavier Worthy, Spencer Rattler, Edgerrin Cooper, Mahomes and CJ Stroud. Both have nasty print lines on them, but cool little refractors to get. Then Brian Thomas Jr. and then 2 Drake Mays. So just cool kind of stuff to add to the rookie boxes. And then baseball, Mookie Betts short print. These were guaranteed in like the Topps big ass boxes we got. You get 1 per box, but Mookie Betts, I don't know how to say this dude's name, but his nickname is the Juxtaposition, so that's kind of cool. Mega, Ashley Andujar, Quintero. This dude's supposed to be really good. This is not numbered, but it's like a pink short print or something. It was Spencer Aaron Getty. Out of 250, Taylor Walls. I got a numbered card from one of my mega packs from the megas we were ripping. Hurston Waldrip, who I think actually has started 2 games this year for the Braves and done really good. Out of $2.99, so that's pretty cool right there. This is one I ended up missing when I was going through stuff because it almost looks like a base card, but it's a numbered card out of 175 of Nelson Velazquez for the Cubs. you can see this. I kind of felt this was a base card, and I was going back through the base pile, and I was like, oh, there's another numbered card in there. So I almost missed that. That's kind of cool. Future Stars, kind of like Mojo-ish parallel of Jared Jones. We got an Ellie Yamamoto inserts right there. Charlie Condon, Wyatt Langford. These are like the red parallels where it's like if they're like a 2 or 3 time All-Star, you can redeem this with Fanatics for like $200 or $300. And if you want to hold them, they end up making the Hall of Fame, you can get like $1,000 or something. But it's only for the rookie cards, so it's only like 20 names. And I think Jacob Wilson, maybe like Jackson Jobe are like the only good names in there. So this is an Adiel Amador, but it's like the red rookie short print. It's not worth much, but you know, it's cool. Jack Caglione, Mojo. We got 4 Jackson Jobes right there. Hopefully he's good. What's up, Joey? Then a little just Spencer Jones, Chase Burns, and Drew Jones. And yeah, that's my Nationals recap. I hope you enjoyed. I know this video is almost an hour long, but yeah, I think I've wasted enough of your time. Until next year, more videos will be coming. Much love. Take it easy, y'all.